Hey guys, and welcome to the Matsuricon 2016 Retrospective with Valiant Bradley James. So with this video, there's going to be a couple of quick changes I'm going to try and make to this series, and hopefully follow through with on the future. The big thing is I'm going to try and divide everything up into parts. So I'm going to try and go with this model of highlights first, personal cosplay stuff second, and then some of the not as good elements in the third. Like, I guess I'll call it like critiques, for the future. And then, of course, as usual, a quick montage at the very end of the video with, just pictures and stuff, just to show off some of the cool stuff that I saw. And then, really quick, just to explain why I'm wearing so much weird stuff, because the theme of the year was Matsuricon, and I did a lot of One Piece characters, I wanted to try and combine up the three characters that I did. So I have Brooke's guitar, a pair of sunglasses, which I will use for a future living version of Brooke, for certain events and such. Sanji's normal outfits, as well as Zoro's green hair and the black armband, well, headband on his arm. But yeah, so really quick, do a quick cut, and then I'll start talking about the three different parts of the video. So, right, so to start, for highlights of the con, I'm just going to break this down day by day. So of course, let's start naturally with Friday. Friday, I got up to the con about 11:30. Got my badge because I'd pre-registered, which was pretty convenient, and then met with my buddy, got into the room and all that stuff. Dropped off a lot of my stuff because I had a fair amount of things. After that, saw some panels, wandered around a bit. Did get in to see Mr. Ian Sinclair for his first autograph session, I believe between the hours of 2 and 3 p.m. Luckily, my buddies and I got there about 1:30ish, so about half hour before the thing started, to get the autographs. And with that, we were honestly some of the last people in line for it, and it worked out honestly quite well. Honestly, if I wasn't with my buddies, I probably wouldn't have made it into the autograph session. And I say it's fortunate because I was wearing Brooke at the time, and it was for Ian Sinclair, who voice acts for Brooke in the English dub. And we were standing in line in this, honestly, I'd say small room for a lineup for autographs. But at the same time, you're the last couple people, so the lineup worked. But Mr. Sinclair, had, walked back and forth through a few times, to come in, walk out for some reason, I don't know, but he saw, my buddies at one point. I was Brooke, Jordan was Sanji, Courtney was Nami, and my buddy Ryan was, I want to say Chopper at that point, or at least he had the hat on, but he saw me as Brooke, and he walked up and he was like, oh my god, dude, that's awesome, and he actually gave me a high five, and take off their glasses for good reason right now. But that right there, Friday, God, it had to be almost 3 or something, was the highlight of my con. The voice actor for this character that I adore, he's seen so much stuff and all that, appreciated my cosplay enough to walk up to me and say, hey, you did a good job, I really like it, keep up the good work and all that, and it was cool. And I'd worn it specifically to get his reaction, see, is he caught up? Has he seen time skip? What will he react to going from Gentleman Ghost to Skeleton Rockstar? And yeah, it was cool. Honestly, probably the coolest thing that I had at the con. But anyway, I did get his autograph at the session. You may not be able to see it here, but he actually autographed the guitar. One of the things I'd requested him to autograph. He was also selling pictures to get autographed. He had a giant thing of Brooke, which I was like, I need this. I think it was $10. And then because I got the big thing, I got the small Brooke thing. This is something I might actually, I'm going to talk to a new friend of mine from the con. They really like Brooke, apparently. They didn't get the chance to see Brooke, unfortunately. And, maybe, hey, they might like this. But also in relation to the autograph session, something else cool and interesting came up. For the autograph sessions, it was 2 voice actors per room. So it was Mr. Sinclair and Mike McFarlane on the one side, and then the other side, I know it was Sonny, and I want to say Sonny Strait, and I want to say Chris Sabat. And my apologies if I say your name wrong, sir. I'm so sorry. But anyway, 2 people in the room. So of course, and again, I apologize, Mr. McFarlane, but I didn't know of your prevalent role in the One Piece universe. He voice acts for Buggy. And he also does a lot of other characters, as shown in this picture that I'm about to show you, but I need some explanation first. But basically, came up to his table, saw some of the different pictures, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Like, if you'll notice, he's got a lot of different characters. He's got Buggy, he's got Master Roshi, he's got, I want to say it's Gene Havoc from Full Metal Alchemist. And then, I want to say from Lupin the Third. But anyway, this picture inspired me to start a new series soon, and Mr. McFarlane is going to be the first person that I look at for this series. But it's I'm still working on a title. But basically, it's going to be like, okay, here's some prevalent anime characters, like Goku, Gohan, Yusuke, Kuwabara, Natsu, Gray, Urza. Like, I'm going to look at, okay, these characters, who voice acts for them, and then, okay, who are some of the other characters that they voice act, for, because that's cool and interesting. And also, me, because I'm casual trash, I don't know a lot of voice actors. Like, I know some of the big ones from Funimation, like Sonny Strait, Chris Sabat, Eric Vale. Like, I know those names, and I recognize the characters that they do, but, again, Mr. McFarlane, I didn't know at the time, and, yeah, I feel like an idiot and an ass for not, and I do apologize again for that. But, thank you, Mr. McFarlane, for, inspiring this idea within me by having this awesome picture, so thank you. But, yeah, got autographs and stuff. Friday night we had the One Piece shoots. It was an hour-long thing over at the water fountain. This very nice spot for it. I do have a small criticism with that, and I'll address it here. And it's basically that we only had One Piece shoot, and the person running the shoot, they did a good job. Okay, Brook, Zoro, Sanji, line up, individual shots. But the issue with One Piece currently, in terms of cosplay, is you have a lot of different characters that can be cosplayed. You have 9 Straw Hat crewmates, and then you have like other very big, very prevalent characters. Doflamingo, Perona, we had Crocodile. Like a lot that can take time, to get individual shots for those. And like other shoots I've done, One Piece has been large, and we've gotten like a lot of Straw Hats, but also we've gotten group shots, funny shots, silly shots. And with this, and I'm not hating on the person who was coordinating the event, but they were kind of, okay, we've got the Brooks, let's get them posed, for good shots and stuff like that. It's I kind of wish you would have just said, hey, get in front of the camera, we'll get some pictures really quick, and we'll move on to the next thing so that we can, get through individual shots, but then go back for Zoro and Sanji fighting, or Sanji and Nami, having their love thing, stuff like that. It was good to have that shoot. I wish, I would have taken the initiative and coordinated another shoot myself sometime during Saturday, because the theme was pirates. One Piece is the pirate anime. And yeah, so oops. Let's see, after that, spent a lot of time with one of my One Piece buddies, Robert. He does an excellent Mihawk. Got some cool pictures with him, with my Zoro. And, yeah, spent several hours with him and some other One Piece fans just discussing stuff in I call it the lunch area, where they had tables to eat and stuff. And then quickly move on to Saturday. Saturday, one of the coolest things that I got to see was a panel called One Piece Unplugged. Basically, it was 2 hours with the voice actors. They did like a dubbing session, where they had the video for like different scenes, different prevalent scenes throughout One Piece, and like they read their lines, like for the scenes. So we watched the same scene 3 times. The first time was with the original audio that they'd recorded whenever they did the dub. The second time was people doing that dub live in front of us, and it was fun and interesting. And then a third, well, actually 4 times, but a third time with Mr. Vale, who does Sanji, you're going to read for Zoro this time. Chopper reading for Luffy. Just everyone switched roles, and it was funny because Chris Sabat and Eric Vale like just took so many pot shots at each other, like as their characters. Like Mr. Vale made Zoro very effeminate, like, oh my god, guys, this is ridiculous. And basically Chris Sabat basically was just like, oh my god, I'm worthless as a sock, I don't care. It was hilarious, but in good humor too. Like, don't take it as they were mean. But and then quick Q&A, and also interviews with a fan, because there was a contest before the con for people to like actually get to ask questions of the voice actors, and it was cool. Like, she had some cool, interesting questions. Hopefully those will be coming out on Funimation Things, DVDs or whatever soon, and if I get that information, I will let you guys know, because I want you to see that. And then also, speaking of other Funimation promotional stuff, hopefully, in the future at some point, Valiant Bradley James, though I believe I referred to myself as my real name, Brad O'Brien, will be appearing on some Funimation promotional stuff. Basically, before the con, they had sign-ups for, oh hey, Funimation fans, come, be interviewed by Funimation and potentially appear on DVDs and other stuff. Basically, I covered, of course, One Piece, but I also did some fairy tale questions. Just some general stuff like, oh, who's your favorite character? What anime world would you want to live in? Stuff like that. Like, stuff that's good for promotion. And I got some, good responses. So ideally, that means if not everything I said gets in, like some of the stuff that I said will get in, and it should be cool. And luckily, I do YouTube, obviously, so that kind of helped me, I think. So, fingers crossed. And hopefully, maybe this will be a good step for, that guy interviewed pretty well. Maybe we should bring him in for voice stuff. I mean, if you want to, Funimation, or any other, dubbing company, let me know. I am totally down for that. God, would that be cool. But, sorry. Anyway, after One Piece Unplugged, I went to a panel called, Eric Vale and How Anime Ruined My Life. And basically, really quick, it's not, anime didn't ruin his life, but he used the analogy of, one point early in his life, he'd been working at a TGI Fridays or something, waiting tables. And, if you work in a restaurant, it kind of changes your perspective, like, whenever you go out to eat after that. Like, he goes into the restaurant now, he's like, okay, like, I see they have, like, 3 or 4 servers, like, what's going on, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, how many people are they serving? They're getting drinks out fast, appetizers, crap like that. And that's what's happened with anime with him as a voice actor, and, writer, director, etc. He has a lot of roles besides voice acting. But, he'll watch anime, but then he'll get, like, oh, okay, like, he's just considering all the behind-the-scenes stuff now. And it was cool to, like, hear that, learn about how, like, voice acting can really change your perspective on something that you may love, like anime, video games, etc. I know I feel like I've dragged this on so long, so I'm trying to wrap it up quick. In terms of the rest of Saturday, it was a lot more walking around, random stuff, saw some panels. Saturday night, karaoke, I did Pink Sake once again, as Sanji, more or less. And then I also saw some panels with my buddy, that my buddy Jordan hosts. One Piece According to 4Kids and One Piece Around the World. And, I said this on Facebook, Jordan and Courtney, but I'm going to say it again here. I really like what you're doing. Like, I've seen the panel before, and I came back to it because One Piece voice actors could potentially be there, but also, I like your work. And you've done some stuff to, like, improve on it. like, you know, over the past few years and such. And I want to applaud you guys for that. Like, you've done some cool stuff. You had cool, like, animated intro, like, and just some other funny stuff that really helps to draw people in and keep them engaged. Like, besides, like, your really, really awesome critical analysis of, like, okay, like, you know, in Japan, you know, they only, well, sorry, not Japan. In Russia or France, you know, they're only up to, like, episode 400 in terms of dubbing and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's cool. You guys are doing good work, and, like, the steps forward you've taken for the panel, really awesome. I like it. I approve. Keep doing what you're doing. And then that's pretty much, like, the end of Saturday night. Sunday, got up a bit early. Had to pack up, of course, load up my stuff. And, you know, walked around kind of like this, minus the green wig, minus the glasses, with the guitar. You know, like, I wanted to combine everything for my last day at the con, which was cut a bit short because a few of my friends needed to ride back up to near here. I didn't have any major plans, really. Like, there were a few panels I was curious about seeing. Basically, one with potentially Sonny Strait, I believe, was going to be at it. And, you know, what my experience with the last couple panels with voice actors was the line was going to be long. I probably wouldn't have made it in anyway. So, it's not the end of the world I missed it. It just would have been cool if I would have made it. But, had to ring my buddies up because they had to go back to work and such that day, and I didn't want to leave them hanging. I'm a good friend like that. Keep that in mind. So that wraps up highlights day by day. Give me a second and we'll be on to part 2. My personal cosplay experience. Alright, so we're on to the second part. You know, my experience with the different cosplays. For the weekend I did 4 cosplays. Zoro, Sanji, Brooke, and then Armstrong briefly for the Full Metal Alchemist photo shoot. I'm just going to, you know, cover the basic stuff for those. You know, for my Brooke cosplay, at this point, like, it is the most mobile that I've had Brooke since I started doing the cosplay, and I'm very, very happy for that. Part of that is because I had changed the crown over a bit. As you can see, there's a thin white part down here. That thin white part used to be this heavy ring. God, was that heavy. But I broke it down to this because it's lighter, so it hurts my head less to try and support it for hours on end. And then also, when I do this, throw it on my back, the stringy thing digs into my neck, not as much. So I'm happy where I'm going with Brooke currently. I do have some improvements that I'm going to make. I'm going to remake the floral pants because the paint is honestly very plasticky at this point. And I've learned through my video about the Quark shirt that you can use fabric paint, but like using it sparingly, like starting in the edges and then working inward to fill in the paint, it can still feel fabric-y. So I'm going to try for that in the future. I have to get a new pair of sunglasses because I lost mine at some point during Colossal Con. And I will have my Brooke mask soon. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be here Saturday, August 20th. Today is the 22nd. I still haven't seen it. So it wouldn't have made it here for Con anyway. So, with that in mind, I would like to say, if you're ordering stuff for cosplays, order them well in advance. One of the panels I saw, you know, cosplay for beginners, their suggestion was, like, if you're getting something from, like, China or something, order it, honest to God, like 3 months in advance. It will be here on time for sure. You can take it for a few test runs if you want to, and it'll just work out better for you. Like, I wanted my Brooke to be a bit better for Mr. Sinclair. He still loved it anyway, and I'm forever grateful for that. And my buddy Robert offered to help me out by lending me his Brooke mask and his Brooke crown. But, you know, I wanted to show Mr. Sinclair what I did, what I could do with the Brooke cosplay. And, yeah, again, he responded well, so it's all good. Secondly, Sanji, I finally got to use this new wig that I gotten for Sanji before Colossal Con. And Colossal Con was June. Basically, you know, the last couple times I've had to attempt cosplays as Sanji, I hadn't had the mask with me, or I forgot it, or something. So I got to try this out. And really quick, the big difference between this one and the other wig I had was this wig was like an actual Sanji wig, with like a part in the middle So like you can see the curled eyebrow. The other thing was just, oh hey, it's a mop top thing. Think God, one of the Attack on Titan characters. I forget the name, but yeah, blonde mop top. And I found that Sanji is like my good, comfortable, I can walk the cosplay floor cosplay. So I think that will become a regular cosplay. Along with the fire leg warmers for Diablo Jamba. That way I'm not like ripping off Jordan style. Because my buddy Jordan does Sanji pretty consistently, again, because it's easy to walk around the floor, and he does the One Piece panel, so it helps solidify that. Oh, sorry. I'm doing this all in one take. It's very hot. And then Zoro, really quick. This green afro wig is supposed to be, you know, his short green hair. And then I had Kuina's Wado Ichimonji in a white painted scabbard. And obviously you can see the white paint was crap because I did not use a clear coat over it because I'm stupid. But for Zoro I did like a pre-journey thing. Really quick, just for reference, here's a quick picture. I did that because I expected, you know, for PyroCon, you know, you're expected to see obviously a lot of normal pirates, but if you're seeing One Piece cosplayers, you're probably going to see a lot of Zoro, a lot of Luffy, and a lot of Sanji. You know, for male characters. For female, you know, you have Nami and Robin, of course, but like for male cosplayers, those are the three easies. You know, I mean, friggin' straw hat, red shirt, shorts. That's Luffy. Dressed nicely, Sanji. And Zoro, a bit more technical, but still easy enough. And I saw a good number. So, like, when I did Zoro, I wanted to be unique, different, stand out. So I have different outfits. Like, and for Sanji, you know, fire legs still stand out. And Soul King Brook is not common yet, so he stands out, of course. I do have to redo the sword. I did have Kuina's tombstone with me. It was supposed to be a visual metaphor thing of, you know, Zoro has to carry that weight of, I potentially led my friend to her death. In that, they fought with swords, she had to sharpen her sword the next day, and unfortunately she fell down a flight of stairs, and yeah, for those who don't know, FYI. And then, I did mention Armstrong briefly. I haven't really changed much with him, and I think, like, for the future, I'm going to stick with, you know, just the muscle shirts. I want to find a better, like, cap thing where I can have, like, a curly Q. I'll see if I can find something. But, so that, I have a mustache thing that I have attached, like, to my face. And then for the muscle shirt, I saw another Frankie. He had a muscle shirt too, but he cut off the sleeves. So, I'm considering doing that. And also, like, for the lower half, you know, I'll keep, like, nice dark blue pants, like the military wears. And then I swear to God, it is the term, the butt cape. Like, I won't keep the alchemist jacket on top. Because either A, ripping off an alchemist jacket is a pain in the butt and it will potentially ruin it. B, the thing that I made is total, utter crap. And C, like, honestly, he's a muscle dude. Like, people expect to see the muscles. And it's cheaper. So, in relation to cosplay, like, I do have some modifications and changes to make, for sure. And I'm going to work on those for OhioCon. But also, really quick, some people did respond well to, you know, Soul King Brook. Like, I met a Boa Hancock cosplayer, no joke. And by the way, you know, really quick, in my opinion, she was one of the most beautiful cosplayers I have ever met in my entire life. She loves Brook. I was like, oh, thank you, God. And I'm not trying to be, you know, a dick or creep, but I haven't met a lot of people, you know, who are like, oh man, I'm down with Brook. He's so cool and nice and wonderful. And to meet and to hear this, especially from a pretty girl, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know. I was like, yes, I feel vindicated. So I'm gonna improve on Brook and make him more mobile, like Sanji is going to be for cons in the future. I did unfortunately lose my Kuina tombstone for Zoro, so I might have to make a new one or not. I'm not sure yet. But I'm also okay with it because I feel like Zoro has kind of, like, in his character growth, has kind of gotten over Kuina's death, and is more embraced, like, I'm part of the Straw Hat crew, I have to protect my friends, I have to protect my captain. So, like, it was kind of like, me losing it was like how Zoro lost his, like, was like Zoro not having to carry the weight of, I potentially killed my friend. So, I'm okay with it. And who knows, maybe another Zoro cosplayer picked it up and is using it right now for their stuff. Who knows? But yeah, that wraps up cosplay and such. So now, unfortunately, this leads me to part 3 of the video. The not so good, the critiques of the convention. Alright guys, and now we are at the third and pretty much final part of the video. My criticisms for the convention itself. And honestly, really quick, I just want to say I had a great time at this convention. You know, I got to spend time with my friends, which is honestly one of the big things that is important to me at these cons. Because I live in Northeast Ohio, they live closer to Columbus, for the most part. I have like 3 or 4 people from the group, you know, who are up here also, but they're also an hour away minimum. And so for me, it was a good con. On top of that, you know, also seeing some of the voice actors in person and also getting the autographs that I did was awesome. But, you know, there are some things I feel like could have been done differently, you know, should have been done differently, and honestly, if any con chairs or such see this, you know, feel free to, like, address these issues, you know, or don't. I don't run a con, I don't know how things go. These are just personal opinions and thoughts. So, with that disclaimer out of the way, what didn't I enjoy as much about the con? The first thing, like I said before, was, you know, the One Piece shoots. The one thing was a bit too critical and over, like, okay, we have to get this pose and this pose and this pose to get everyone nice. And we did get some funny pictures, like, for Nico Robin, we had, like, 3 or 4 Robin cosplayers, so they did all these different arms behind her, because her power is to sprout her limbs like flowers, you know, all over the landscape around her. So, you know, people did that to make it look like she had 6 or 8 arms, I forget how many. But, like that. And again, I wish we had another, you know, photo shoot or two, so, like, you know, Friday night could have been a serious thing, maybe Saturday could have been like, okay, we'll have a serious thing, like, some serious pictures, but we can also put a bit more focus on, like, funny, stupid, silly stuff, like Usopp and Sugar, if we had that character. You know, Nami Sanji, Zoro Sanji, etc. There was that. In terms of, like, the autograph signing rooms, like, there was a big line Saturday. Like, I meant to get, I believe it was Eric Vale and Chris Sabat were at the same time, or something. The line for that, oh my god, it got so long that I didn't even wait for it. Like, I went a half hour early, like I did with the shoot with the autograph session on Friday. God, it was still so long. Like, there was no way. And that's a bit unfortunate. And I mean, like, so my issue with that is the room they chose is the issue I have with that. For that, they use the room they commonly use for OhioCon registration. It's right across from the Hyatt lobby. Like, I can't paint a good picture for you. And then registration was on the 2nd floor, in Union A and B, I believe, if I remember right. Like, I wish they would have switched registration, you know, kept it right near the Hyatt lobby, and then the autograph thing was 2nd floor. The room was bigger, they could have had more room for that stuff, etc. They didn't, for whatever reason, and I'm not criticizing them for that. It's just, I feel like it would have worked a bit better if they would have done that little change. Let's see. Outside of that, I can't really think of, like, much to complain about for the con. It was good, the con staff, you know, was good. I do have, like, a horror story or two that I've heard about, but that's not my place to talk about. That could be individual issues, and I know those have been brought forth and will be addressed and yada yada yada. but also really quick, something that wasn't my thing, but I feel like needs to be addressed. At least 2 of my friends talked about, there being some creepers at the con, and, I want to really, really stress that cosplay is not consent is a very important thing that people need to understand. And for those of you who don't know it, it's basically, just because you're cosplaying like a funny, sexy character does not give, some man or woman the right to, like, touch you or talk to you inappropriately or, creep on you. And I want people to remember that because it's important. It really meshed with my friends this weekend, and honestly, if I meet the person who did this, I would probably lay them the fuck out myself. Because that is bullshit, and you do not do that to people. You show them respect. If you want pictures with them, you ask, and you do not touch people without asking them. Like, if you want to see their prop, or if you want to, like, feel the fabric on their shirt, you ask. It's common courtesy, guys. Like, embrace being common courtesy and good to your fellow human being. Is all I want to say about that. Sorry. And then, other just quick, tips and things I did for the con myself. As I said, I had like 4 different cosplays. So, because I had to pack these into different bags, I took a piece of duct tape and I stuck it to the front of my suitcase, and I put, Zorro Armstrong, so I knew these cosplays are in this bag, and then Sanji, Brooke in the other bag. So I knew it was a stupid thing, but it was nice and convenient and helpful, and I'm so glad I did it. Because, I just went quickly, oh man, this is my Zorro bag. I can get my stuff, I can get it on, I can get out. And then I tried to put the stuff back in when I changed. So that's a neat little stupid trick that I did. Unfortunately, the duct tape did fall off at points, so I'd suggest, maybe like safety pinning, like a note or something onto your bag or something, so you can easily tell, okay, this is the character that is in this bag. Again, I also brought small 8-ounce waters and sodas for my friends to drink because sometimes you need a quick water to stay hydrated, because being hydrated is very important to me. Kidney stones. And then soda. Sometimes you just need a quick little shot of caffeine to just keep going. I had 16 things of cola, and I think I left with about 4 in a room with about 6 people, so it worked out well. So 16 in a bag like this, one of those freezer cooler bag things that you get at the stores, and then some waters. But we also had the fridge in the room to put the waters and stuff in so that they remained cool. Again, I'm going to keep pointing it out every con, because it is a cool, invaluable, helpful thing that I've started, and I'm going to continue. And I want people to see that and go, that's a good idea. So, I think, finally, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially done with the Matsuricon 2016 retrospective. So, if you have thoughts, comments, concerns, opinions, etc. that you would like to share with me, or people who will watch this video, please leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to, get some more questions about the con, feel free to hit me up on my Facebook. The Cosplay Enthusiast and the Character Investigator. Though in the future, I think if I can change it, I'm just going to break it down to the Character Investigator. And yeah, so that's it for me, everybody. Right after this is going to be the quick montage of, different cosplays and stuff that I saw at the convention. Hopefully with some musical accompaniment. If not, I don't know. But anyway, as always, everyone, have fun, stay safe, be hydrated, and I, Valiant Redley James, will catch you next time. Peace.